Hi, I'm Stephen Levy, the Managing Director of Heat Outdoors, and this is George. We're often asked by customers what are ideal gifts that we can give to friends and family over the Christmas period. So we've put together a little showcase and I'd like to present some of those solutions to you now. Most of them are incredibly economical and cheap to run, and I think you're going to be quite surprised by what we've got to offer. I've got 4 wonderful solutions set up here on the table and I'd like to run through them. First, let me put George down because he's getting a bit heavy. Go on, you disappear, off you go. As I mentioned at the beginning, all of these heaters are highly economical to run. They cost very, very little. So let's start off with the Guadalupe. Now the Guadalupe heater, the one on the end here, has got a flock on the front here. You can touch it with your bare hands. It's not going to burn anyone. It's fantastic for elderly people perhaps. It's automatically rotating from side to side. And that means it's going to heat the whole room without you touching it, and it's absolutely silent. Makes no noise at all. It's got a timer setting on it, so you can turn it on for a short period of time or leave it on for 2 or 3 hours and then it'll turn itself off. It's got safety devices like anti-tilt, so if it did get knocked over, perhaps by accident, it'll turn itself off. It's a really good all-round heater, and the total power in it is only 900 watts. So when it's on a low setting, at 450 watts, it's actually going to be costing something in the order of 5 pence per hour to run. 5 or 6p. It's really that cheap. And when people can't afford to put the heating on these days, it's a wonderful thing to have in a home environment to keep somebody warm. The next heater to talk to you about is a Shadow Sidekick heater. Again, brilliant unit. This one has got more weight to it. It's not going to fall over or blow over. Indeed, one thing I haven't mentioned at all is all of these are completely waterproof. If you want to use them outdoors, if it rains, you forget to bring them in, it's really not a problem at all. But often at this time of year, they're used in an indoor environment. So the Sidekick heater, we can flick it on from a switch at the bottom here, and that puts it immediately into its full power mode. We then have a remote control, and we can turn it up and down. If somebody doesn't want to get up, they can sit at their chair or wherever they are and just turn the heater up and down as they need to from this remote control. It punches out 1.2 kilowatts of heat when it's on its maximum setting, but it has got 3 different heat settings. So on its maximum setting, it's going to be costing something in the order of 16, 17 pence an hour to run. But when it's on its lower setting, which I have one of these by my desk, and I have it on its minimum setting when I'm in the office because my room doesn't have a normal heater in it, and that's costing me, again, something in the order of 5 pence an hour to have running. So I can have this thing on for 10 hours a day and it's 50p. It really, really is very, very cost effective and economical to run. Moving on, let's move the Sidekick out of the way here and now take a look at the Shadow Diffusion tabletop heater. Now the Diffusion tabletop heater is designed to go on a table. If your table you're sitting around, a square table, round table, really doesn't matter. It's normally used outdoors. It's a wonderful heater for any day when the sun's shining, but it's not very warm. It's got a remote control here, and then we can turn the unit on with a low setting and a high setting, or indeed we can use both. So if I turn one on, then I turn the other on, we're on maximum heat, and that really is pushing out, that's 2.1 kilowatts. So it's quite a nice amount of heat. And you could have 4 people, 5 people sitting around a table enjoying that. Again, fully waterproof. On full setting, 2.1 kilowatts, it's going to cost about 25 pence an hour to run. On its low setting, which is about 1 kilowatt or just under, we're looking at around 10 pence an hour to run. So now let's go to the final heater I wanted to show you, which is called the Imus. So let me push this one to the side. We can turn her off now. So last but not least is the Imus heater. The Imus only uses 550 watts, but it still gives out a nice amount of heat, and it's brilliant in that it doesn't get too hot, so it's good around children, it's good around animals, or elderly people who might not realise it's around or be tempted to touch it. George, come here. This one's his favourite. We normally put a rug on the floor, and he'll sit underneath it, and he's really, really happy. In conclusion, we've got 4 amazing heaters. They're all very, very economical. They all cost something in the order of 5 to 10 pence an hour to run. So really, really low cost. They're all underneath £200. They're not going to cost a lot, but over the Christmas period, we put additional big discounts on to each of those heaters. So have a look and you'll see what price applies to you. They're all waterproof. They can be used indoors and outdoors, which means they're not just for now in the winter, but in the summer when people want to go outdoors, they're fantastic as well. If you have any queries, call us. Our team would be delighted to talk to you about them, take you through the products, and as I say, we can normally have them with you in 1 to 3 working days. Have a fantastic Christmas, and I look forward to speaking to you soon after.